all ties in
Yeah,
because
that's how I
that's the
understood it.
start of their eternal retribution.
Yeah, mashallah, that's how I was thinking of it too. That's true, and then too, the prophecy, the end of the world isn't necessarily a prophecy, it's just the end of the world, right? But the other,
Mm-hmm.
um,
Mm-hmm. But I mean, prophecy could also be anything that comes in the future that's prophesied. You know? The end of you could also say the end of
yeah,
the
that's
world is
true.
prophesied in the Quran, 2280.
Right, right, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
right. Yeah, that's actually true, right? It is prophesied, yeah. So it is, I guess it is a prophecy that's, yeah, 2280 that can come to pass. But like, there's no more prophecies.
When will this prophecy come to pass? If you, so this so is a kind of singular. They are speaking a specific prophecy or the all of the prophecy. This when will this prophecy come to pass? So is a kind of the singular, one prophecy, something on a specific prophecy. Maybe the end of the world, or like the day of judgment. They are speaking. They are challenging this one. 1048.
Sorry, brother, can you repeat that?
Yeah, the 1048, the verses, the challenge, when will this prophecy come to pass? So they are asking, they are challenging about the specific prophecy, because this the singular, they are asking only one prophecy, not all of them. That's my understanding. They are asking about the day of judgment, when this prophecy will come to pass. So
I mean,
the,
like I said, it could be either way because it's talking about one community, right? Every community is going to have one prophecy when their final retribution comes, right?
Mhm.
So let's say, the people of our time, they're going to have one prophecy when they're at matters, right?
Mhm.
All these people are not going to live up until the end of the world, right? But they're all going to get the the final prophecy out of it. When their death comes, their their time ends, and they, will be thrown into the eternal retribution.
Mhm.
So yeah. Mashallah. John, I really like your comment about people striving and that, like, if they're not striving right now, they're not gonna have time later to strive. And anything you want to do for your hereafter, basically, you need to do it now because there's no such thing as tomorrow is approaching even, right? Some people may, hit old age and they know we know that the believers, they will have time to take care of their affairs as the messenger talks about it, generally speaking, right? But even for example, for the messenger of the covenant, like he didn't know exactly when he was going to leave this world, but mashallah, everything that these people did in this world, they did it knowing that they don't know when the end is going to be. Like the messenger saying, I have no power, I don't know when my life is going to end or what's going to happen tomorrow. I don't know anything. We don't. So whatever you want to do for your hereafter, like you should work on it now, or at least in the near term, as you make your plans to do things, because we don't know what's going to happen. We haven't seen the future. Um, and so we should not waste our time in this world waiting for a better time, to do things to please God. Because the fact that we're here now in this world, I mean, this is the time that God has given us. The time has already started, like you're in the middle of it. And if you're not doing things that you need to do now, I mean, of course, you're wasting time in this world, preoccupied by, the materials that God says, and so we need to find a way to, live the way that we want to live, and achieve and accomplish the things for the hereafter that we want to accomplish. I mean, the world is going in a very different direction. People are running after their worldly dreams and their worldly goals every day, going to work, going to school, doing all these things just to, make money and die. Um, but the betters, they have a very different goal.
Yeah, like John D. Rockefeller, I think he was like someone I think of sometimes, like the messenger had mentioned him. I mean, but it goes for anybody. Uh, like how much he accomplished, like for this world, and then what did he do for his next life? And it's yeah, very good to keep this in perspective. It reminds me of I was like talking to somebody a couple of years ago, and then about the age of 40, and yeah, kind of like you were saying, like this person. I mean, seemed like they believed in it, but also it's like they were thinking, or based on what they were telling me, I understood it like they were kind of looking at it like they had until 40, to I mean, which they do to make their decision, but like now that they know, let's say at age number or age 30, okay, the ball's in your court. Like, what are you going to do? Are you going to turn righteous at 38, 39? Like, that's not the right mindset to have. Um, because what if something happens where you do that and you still need to do a lot for your past or and work righteousness for your future, and then something happens at age 41 or 40 to this person. I was like trying to explain it in a way for them to not not be fooled or not, but someone that thinks like that, that's not good. But that was just reminded me of I mean, God's so merciful to even give us till 42, thank God. Yeah. And to not take advantage of that. Whenever you get the message, is not wise. Didn't you say the messenger kind of he thought something, or I think it was maybe it was or I heard, I don't know if I heard somewhere, but when he was talking about the smoke prophecy, and then he said he had a feeling it was coming soon, but I think that was like in relation. He probably felt something, but it might have been maybe he knew or about his departure, or is like when he's martyred. Is that do you know about that?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it was around the same time,
Same
right?
time, yeah.
Mm.
So maybe you could get feelings or something like, but I mean, even though it's probably not
Yeah, I mean,
not
you
good.
only know as much as God lets you know,
Yeah.
if He wants to. Like he obviously, maybe he, like he said, I have a feeling. I mean, he had feelings,
Yeah.
and he got, signs here and there, but maybe the signs are not 100% clear.
Right, right. Yeah, we should want a long life, like as long as possible, to make up for the past. Or reduce and grow our souls as much as possible. Yeah, this is actually one of the favorite um, parts of the recitations in the Quran. Like this part in Surah 10.
Mm-hmm.
It's very beautiful.
Inshallah.
Like the next page too. Like with the everything, like the recitations and nice um, melodies and music and stuff. MashaAllah.
Yeah, we need to create a music-free version for Brother Nizam.
Yeah.
Uh, no, mashallah, brother, you are working hard both. So yeah, you have done great job. Nice music. Both of you. I listen. Before even your music. Like even from 1 year, I think, or 2 years, something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I used to tell you even the bite. I said, oh, brother, the music is nice, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, imagine, like
Yeah,
me
like verse.
make songs, write songs, mean songs with the button like instant otherwise, right? And so, and he's remembering God and thanking God for it. So things like that in our lifetime, we have blessings like that, and we should recognize them and thank God for them.
MashaAllah. Yeah, that's a very good example. I like that. Yeah, I thought the same thing too. Like especially, uh, you're right. It's like a click of a button, and then you could tailor. I mean, these things very specifically to
Mm-hmm.
music maybe you used to listen to, or a style that
Mm-hmm.
I mean may not be for everybody, but like you, it resonates with you, and then you could completely change it and then make it worshiping God and create these new
Mm-hmm.
effects, and then it's so nice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean even GB, like getting it to uh, I guess maybe the word scrape, like how a map,
Mm-hmm.
or you could scrape the Quran and then gather
Mm-hmm.
all like these topics about a specific
Mm-hmm.
site and literally just do so much of the work
Mm-hmm.
for you. I mean, it's so
Mm-hmm.
easy now. And then all you have to do is maybe, come up with a way. But it
Mm-hmm.
could even help you too, like, okay, dress this way,
Mm-hmm.
make this part video. If you want to talk
Mm-hmm.
about like a subject of idol worship, to your your community,
Mhm.
and then
Mhm.
but it lays it out. It tells you what to say, and you can sound very nicely. And I mean, these are really blessings.
Mhm.
Because in the past, like you said, or even making a song, I mean, it's so much resources and time and talent, and then
Mhm.
and then thinking, like you said, about crafting the lyrics and stuff with the syllables to match
Mhm.
the tone and or instruments.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good example, brother. I'm more thinking about the Solomon example. Like this is a test to
So,
see whether I'm appreciative or not, or to see if I'm appreciative or not appreciative. Mashallah.
Mhm.
so.
Yeah, we are very lucky generation. Yeah, this in so many ways.
Mhm.
If you want the message, message in your hand now. If you
Mhm.
you can listen anytime. The message.
Mhm.
The current message, the messenger of God, everything. Even the
Mhm.
previous generation, like people, the traditional Muslim, they're crying to see the Prophet Muhammad, other love, and crying to his boy. We have the messenger and everything is, you can see, and how he was preaching, ChatGPT or AI. They're also giving the nice, answer, within use, in day of judgment. Everything was in front of us. I mean, there's everything is in front.
We search in the app for the verses in Quran, we bring things together, like, and and so I was thinking, like, if it would make sense to have some of those capabilities, in the app, to use AI to, do some of these searches also, if that would, be valuable to have, feature to have.
Yeah, it will be good, if you.
Yeah,
Go ahead, brother.
no, I'm sorry.
Yeah, what were you
Go
saying,
ahead,
bro?
brother. Oh yeah, I think that's a great idea. And then so you can have, like, if you wanted to search for keywords, you have that, and then you're saying you could also add in another way to search. Because yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's good. Because sometimes, like you said, there's verses that capture, like you said, the essence. The meaning of the
Mm-hmm.
verse is talking about love, but it may
Mm-hmm.
not specifically use the word love. So it's or even a topic. Like if you say, hey, give me a topic about how I should talk to people who are insisting on their idols or something, or like what's
Mm-hmm.
different ways like that. You can't. It's kind of hard to search. I mean, you could search for say, the word
Mm-hmm.
say, but then you're gonna
Mm-hmm.
have all these other says,
Mm-hmm.
you like how you can respond to
Mm-hmm.
people.
Right. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, and the use case you described, I think also that's a pretty good one.
Yeah, because actually I've used it to respond. It saved me time. I knew the verse, like
Mm-hmm.
I knew the topic, but it saved me time when I was responding to some, people online, uh,
Mm-hmm.
uh about they were just, idol worshiping Christians and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But like, using, giving them a really good breakdown, and then one of them maybe it kind of, but most of them, but at least for other people who are like reading these comments and stuff, or like are seeing the back and forth, boy, it was so helpful because it was like,
Mm-hmm.
well, this is what the message was, and then like even verses we read today, like it could capture about the uh like what have your idols created, like say to say any of your idols gods are the truth, like it could capture that. That's kind of, I think that would be very good. you know. Or if you just wanted to like use it for a presentation or something, or make it a video, whatever.
Mm-hmm. Something like, first, like, could help you, but
Mhm.
but yeah, but the thing is, like, you don't want to be responsible, like, for errors and stuff.
Right.
Mhm.
Would like to add for errors if
Like,
no,
if
I mean AI.
it decides to inject its own personal opinion in there.
Oh, yeah, like I see. Yeah, yeah, like what's up? Like, no, I didn't tell you to do that. Why you not?
Exactly.
Like, what are you doing? I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, like one time, like it did that recently to me, and yeah, mashallah, we talked about that before. Like you
Yeah.
saying, shame on you,
Yeah, when are we
for
having
like
this
bringing up,
conversation if you listen to what I was saying carefully?
yeah, yeah, and then it like responds, like it almost know, but a lot of times I'll ask it specifically, like I want to understand why it did that, especially like I'm like, shame on you, you shouldn't have mentioned that, better than to use this uh stuff, especially when I gave like the GBT project or whatever, the
Hmm.
parameters, it has the file Quran alone that like in the programming and memory for this model, it like do not use any
Hmm.
other sort, only this Quran, and then
Hmm.
it does good
Hmm.
a lot of the time, and then other times, and then I ask it, okay, like why'd you do that, like
Hmm.
and then it gives me sometimes like a seemingly like good programming type answer, but
Hmm.
then like it also promises like not to
Hmm.
do it again. Like I just stick.
Yeah.
Like yes, you're right. I
Hmm.
respect that. I'll stick just
Hmm.
to it's
Yeah,
it.
but
I mean,
I
so
think a good way to structure that, would be to ask, to say, just get the verse numbers, and then pull the verses, and then you refer to specific file, where you just have, Dr. Khalifa's translation, and then it would pull specifically for that from that file. If you give
okay,
it that
yeah,
exact path, a specific path always,
mhm, right,
then it will not make mistakes there.
right. Yeah, that makes sense. I'll try that. Yeah, well,
Yeah. For the search also, I was thinking about the similar approach, you know. So
yeah, the search.
yeah.
Yeah, I think that's especially like with the advancements like we're seeing and stuff in AI, and I think that would be a good, really good addition. Uh,
Hmm. Okay. Any other comments or questions from anyone about the verses? Thank you, brother. All right, I guess so. If there are no comments or questions from anyone, God willing, we can conclude the study. Thank you all for joining us, and thank you, Brother John, for leading the study. MashaAllah, God willing, our next English Quran study would be on Saturday, God willing, at 9:30 a.m. Pacific time. God bless you all. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum, brother. Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum.